It's just past 7 a.m. on a cloudy Monday in Southfield, Michigan, the kind of morning where the sky hangs so low you feel like you could almost reach up and wipe the gloom away, and everything feels a little heavier, like even the weather can't decide if it's about to rain or just sulk. There's a place tucked between a locksmith and an old laundromat Millie's Diner. The neon sign outside is half burnt out, the specials board hasn't changed in weeks, and the stools by the counter are worn thin in the middle, but nobody comes here for the decor, you know what I mean? They come for the comfort, for the routine, for that feeling of home you can't put into words. And like every Monday, Raymond Cole is already there, sitting in his booth by the window back to the wall, army jacket buttoned all the way up even though it's warm inside, hat on the table. There's something about that coat, it's faded olive, patched at the elbow, fraying at the collar. One of those things a man keeps not because it's warm but because it remembers. Raymond orders the same breakfast every week. Hash browns, rye toast, black coffee, no sugar. Millie, the owner, never asks, just writes it down and passes the slip through the window. She's got this quiet way about her lost her husband years back to a deployment she still doesn't talk about, but you can tell she and Raymond understand each other, two veterans of wars you don't see on TV. Becca, the waitress, calls him Mr. Cole, sharp as stains on her hands, braided bun a little lopsided, she doesn't pry, but she notices stuff, like how Raymond wipes his hands before touching the sugar, even though he never uses it, or the way he glances up every time the bell rings over the door. Not fear, just memory, like he's waiting for someone, or maybe something, that never really shows up. The diner fills slow, the air thick with the smell of bacon and old coffee, regulars sliding into their usual seats, then suddenly the bell above the door rattles, a little sharper than usual, and in come two cops. Trey Maddox, big guy, mirrored sunglasses still on even though it's gloomy as sin inside, and his partner, Crowley, shorter, notebook already open like he's about to start taking names. They scan the room well, really, Trey does. Crowley mostly just hovers. Becca tries to greet them, morning officers, but they don't even look her way. And just like that, Trey zeroes in on Raymond like no one else in the room matters. "Sir, are you a paying customer here?" he asks, voice a notch too loud. Raymond just looks up, nods, says, "Yes, I am." "You buy something?" Trey presses, stepping closer, and you can feel the tension ratchet up a click every eye, and the place starts shifting his way. "Breakfast is on the way," Raymond says, steady as can be. Crowley's already scribbling in his pad. "You got a receipt?" Before Raymond can answer, Becca steps in. "I just took his order. He's a regular." Trey snaps, "Did I ask you? And now you know what kind of day it's going to be." Millie comes out of the kitchen, wiping her hands, voice calm, but carrying, "That man's been coming here every Monday for years. Pays in cash, same as always." Trey, stone-faced, says, "We got a call about a suspicious individual hanging around. Matches this gentleman's description." Millie asks, "From who?" Trey ignores her, turns back to Raymond. "I'm going to need to see some ID." Raymond doesn't argue, just reaches real slow into his coat, pulls out an old leather wallet, slides out a battered federal ID card. Crowley barely glances at it, smirks, "This all you got?" Raymond says, "That's all I need." Trey's jaw tightens. "Step outside with us, sir. We just want to ask a few questions." Raymond doesn't move. "You can ask them here. I'm not disturbing anyone." The diner goes quiet. Trey leans in, voice lower now. "You homeless?" Raymond answers without missing a beat, "I don't have a house, but I have a home in this town." Crowley laughs, scribbles something down. "Real cute. How long you been sitting here?" 20 minutes, Raymond replies. "How long you planning to stay?" "Long enough to eat my breakfast." Millie steps up. "He's not bothering anyone. If you've got something official, say it. If not, let him finish his meal." Trey's hand hovers above his belts, itching for trouble. Crowley just keeps writing. Becca grips a coffee pot, so tight her knuckles go white. The air turns thick. You can feel the whole room holding its breath. But Raymond, he just sits there, calm as ever. Doesn't plead, doesn't argue. Instead, he reaches in his coat and pulls out a battered old flip phone, flips it open, presses a button, holds it to his ear. "It's happening again," he says, soft, almost to himself. Then he closes the phone, lays it on the table next to his coffee. For a second, even the grill goes quiet. Trey squints. "Who'd you just call?" Raymond just looks back, steady. Trey bristles. "Sir, I asked you a question." But Raymond just waits. The whole diner's watching now two booths over. A couple puts down their forks. The delivery guy by the door sets his box aside. Trey leans in. "That's it. Stand up. You're coming outside with us." "On what charge?" Raymond asks. "We just want to talk." "Then talk," Raymond says. "I'm not leaving my breakfast." Millie steps forward again. "He hasn't done anything." "You've got no reason," Trey cuts her off. "Ma'am, step back unless you want to be charged with obstruction." A fork clinks against a plate. Everyone can feel something's about to snap. Then, out of nowhere, a chair scrapes back. An older man in a camo jacket stands up. He's not alone. A woman stands, her teacher's ID on her sweater. I've known that man for years. He's no threat. Two more people stand. The delivery guy crosses his arms. Even a young mom with a stroller, without standing, says, "If this is how you treat someone just trying to eat, what does that say about you?" No shouting, just a line in the sand, silent but solid. Trey suddenly sees all those eyes on him, realizes phones are out, people are recording. Raymond stands calm, unhurried, and somehow bigger than he was sitting down. "You're making a scene," he says, voice low. Trey opens his mouth, but Crowley finally mutters, "Maybe we take a step back," but it's too late. The crowd has chosen, and it's not the badge. Just then, the door swings open hard. A man steps in a blue overcoat, crisp shirt, polished shoes, holding up a badge case without the theatrics. Officers Maddox and Crowley do not move. His tone is calm, cold steel wrapped in velvet. "Michael Sterling, Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division." Trey blusters, "This isn't your jurisdiction." Sterling just walks up. "It became mine the second you violated this man's civil liberties. We monitor open radio frequencies. When I heard uncooperative, suspicious mail, no fixed address, I got in my car." He turns to the diner. "Anyone here see Mr. Cole cause any trouble?" Millie answers, "He was just waiting for breakfast." Becca nods. The camo man says, "They were the problem." Sterling faces Trey. "Your body cam's on?" "Of course." "Good. Because what I just walked into is not only abuse of authority, it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Badge numbers, both of you." Trey flushes, finally pulls out his ID, Crowley too. Sterling notes them, then looks at Raymond. "You all right?" Raymond nods. "Didn't want to call you, but you were right." Sterling sighs. "You made the right call." "To the room. Sorry for the disruption. This'll be handled." The officers slink out. The tension snaps, and people start breathing again. Becca leans against the counter, knees soft. Millie pours Raymond fresh coffee, quiet as ever. Sterling's phone buzz shows Raymond the screen. The whole standoff is already all over social media. Becca, peeking, says, "That's us, that's this morning." Sterling just shrugs. The internet moves fast when it smells injustice. Millie shakes her head. "Didn't even see who filmed." "Doesn't matter," Sterling says. "It's out there now. People are paying attention." Raymond just looks out the window, world spinning a little too fast for his taste. "Didn't ask to be a headline," he says. "Didn't have to," Sterling replies. "They made you one." And that's how Raymond's story went from one booth in a cloudy town to every phone in the country. Folks started digging old photos, grainy black and white of a young Raymond at a podium, Department of Justice seal behind him. Raymond Cole, Director of Civil Rights Oversight, 2002. Former colleagues came out, judges, lawyers, people who'd watch him change departments, reform police, hold the line without ever raising his voice. He never wanted attention, just fairness, just a seat at the table for those who'd lost theirs. The following Monday, Millie's is back to normal almost. Raymond walks in, same coat, same nod to Becca, who smiles wider than usual. Millie points to his butt hits open, always is. Before sitting, Raymond clears his throat just once. The room hushes. He says, "I didn't come here looking for attention. Didn't plan to be anybody's headline. I came for breakfast, same as every Monday. Some of you knew me, some didn't, that's fine. I didn't ask for special treatment. But what happened last week wasn't really about me. It was about how easy it is to be seen as a problem when you don't fit somebody else's picture of who belongs. I wore this jacket in places most people can't pronounce, thought maybe, just maybe, I'd earn the right to sit in a diner without being questioned like a criminal. But that's not the world we live in yet. So we speak, or we stand, or sometimes we just sit and let the truth talk. He looks around at Millie, at Becca, at faces old and new. I'm not a hero. I'm a man, one of many. I hope next time, when it's someone else sitting here, you'll remember that. Then, as quietly as he started, he sits. Becca brings his usual, "Welcome back, Mr. Cole." Weeks pass, the online buzz fades like everything else, but something's different. Letters from the DOJ, offers to help veterans, strangers who shake his hand not because he's famous, but because now they see him. Kids say hi. A teenager leaves a note. "Thank you for sitting still when others didn't." Raymond doesn't keep it, but he remembers. One rainy morning, a young man, soaked, unsure, hesitates at the door. Raymond looks up, nods, slides over an extra cup. They don't talk much, they don't need to. That's what Raymond stands for: dignity without a title, strength without noise. Proof that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is just be steady in a world that's always trying to shake you. His story is a reminder respect shouldn't have to be earned through struggle. It should be given through simple decency. And when you see someone sitting quiet in the corner, don't assume they're invisible. They might just be holding the line for all of us. Now, if you've ever felt the world try to erase you, or seen someone else get pushed out of the picture, where do you stand? Would you have spoken up in Millie's diner, or just watched? Drop your thoughts below, because this story isn't over, and the next one might just be yours.